What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Heavy on Hoops, where we cover everything WNBA basketball, guys. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. And I can't believe it's actually taken me this long to make a video about the most famous player in the WNBA and also one of my favorites, Caitlin Clark. And I'm just kind of asking the question, have we absolutely lost the plot when it comes to her as a basketball player? Because I was not planning to really make a video like this, but with everything that's happened, and this is just over like the past month that things have happened. I just asked the question, what are we doing? Because along the way, Caitlin Clark stopped being treated like a basketball player and started being treated like a walking controversy. And it's been like that from the time that she's been in college all the way to now, except for it's just gotten so much worse. And it's really unfortunate because she's having an absolutely historical season, especially after missing most of last year with the injury. But now, again, it's like back to the same circus. Every quote, every facial expression, every argument with the referee, every argument with the coach, every argument with the player. It's just ridiculous, and I'm exhausted by hearing the Caitlin Clark talk, and I can't even imagine how exhausted she must be. So now I want to start by saying this is not a Caitlin Clark defense video, because there are things that we can criticize, but I just think that we need to keep it basketball, guys. We're losing the plot. At the end of the day, sports is supposed to be our getaway from the having to deal with things in the real world. It should be a mental break. It should be something that we're doing out of enjoyment. But we're criticizing this person's character day and night, talking about her defensive flaws or her turnover rate, and even bad shooting nights. Those things we can talk about. We can get on her about those things, but we're talking about things that are not even related to sports. And that takes us to a space to where the woman can't really seem to exist without someone trying to create the next controversy, the next clickbait thing. But it really hit me during the All-Star game, where she was being interviewed, walking out at halftime and saying like, hey, I just want to compete. Let's give the fans a show. And there were people who attacked her over that. And I was just like, you know what, this is too much. Honestly, between the NBA and the WNBA, generally the worst thing about All-Star Weekend is the actual All-Star game itself. We have the best athletes in the world, and they go into the game missing layups and making the sloppiest passes, and it's kind of like a goofball fest. It's a goofy game to watch in most cases. But it does not have to be that. And we're not saying that they have to go 100%, but again, people pay hundreds and in cases thousands of dollars to watch. So why not give the people a legitimate show of the best coming together to put a game on? But she got criticized for suggesting that. So shame on them. Everything's a story. The smiles, if she argues with the referee, the coach, and even a simple statement like that, it just does not make any sense. And then it's like we can fast forward to the Monica McNutt interview, where she kind of talked about Caitlin Clark needing to have more accountability and self-awareness regarding her impact on the league and its larger sisterhood. And that even caused me to take a step back, because I have not really heard Caitlin Clark to say anything that in any sort of way to disregard or disrespect the league, the players in the league, or even the players that have come before her. And I understand there's the sentiment because you had this new player coming into a league that's, and again, this video is not necessarily a defense video, and it's not to really even emphasize ethnicity, but there are some undertones of that being the issue here, where you have the league is primarily black, and you have a white player that's coming in and is, not necessarily And then we can fast forward to the comments made by Monica McNutt from ESPN, where she was saying that the Indiana Fever Guard needed more accountability and self-awareness regarding her impact on the league and its larger sisterhood. And that kind of made me take a step back too and look and say, you know, where has she not ever respected the league? She has always kind of given credit to the players who have come before her. She's given credit to the legends. She's talked about the players she's looked up to and how the game has been built upon the shoulders of, you know, all the players that came before her. I've never heard her talk down on the league. She's being held to a standard where they expect her to be the most professional and most polished person in the room at all times. She cannot make a mistake. It's like almost not even getting the chance to be human. And because you have people from the outside, you have, you know, you got the internet, and you have people who may be jealous and people who, you know, may be new sports fans. So they just may not be so familiar with how sports jargon works. And they act like she owes them something. But we're talking about a 24-year-old basketball player that just plays ball. She's not really into the political affiliations. She doesn't really seem to socially involve herself with, you know, figures that are just super controversial. But again, there's no actions that are being made on the basketball court or even off the court that suggests that she may have a problem with a particular ethnic group, or that she supports a particular political side, or that she even supports some of the internet noise that people perceive may have racial undertones. She hasn't done that, but she gets thrown in the category of that, which I think is just hugely unfair. It's almost, again, like she just does not have a chance to breathe. But that is something that is carried over from her time in college all the way till now. She is a white player coming into a league that is predominantly dominated by, you know, a particular, but this is the heavy hitting part. And I feel like even that lies at the crux of this entire thing around Caitlin. And it can be found in the nuggets of Monica McNutt's comments on Caitlin Clark back in July, where she pretty much stated that Clark needed to have more accountability and self-awareness regarding her impact on the league and its larger sisterhood. And that made me really step back. And the comments bothered me because I've never heard Caitlin Clark disrespect the league. I've never heard Caitlin Clark publicly disrespect the players that have come before her. If anything, she has always given credit and has kind of always been the consummate professional. So some of these things are coming from places that are not rooted in reality. She has not really said anything that has disrespected the players of the league. Now, are there people who support her that may have certain political affiliations that people don't care for? Sure. But to hold her to the standard and say that she even believes the same things that those people believe is wrong, and it's not fair. It's like you're being held guilty just by association, and it's not even an association that you have. Those people try to associate themselves with Caitlin Clark at times, whether it may be a senator, or, you know, interjecting and saying that the league needs to do something to protect Caitlin because Caitlin is getting fouled. She's getting hurt. And while that could be true, that doesn't necessarily mean Caitlin Clark supports the guy's policies. But people look at little things like that and they say, well, this is the crowd that's supporting Caitlin Clark, so there's a chance this is what she believes. It's not fair to her. Caitlin, again, has always respected the game, respected the legends that have come before her. And it shows when you have people speak out on her behalf. You have Sue Bird, who has really commended her on her ability. Diana Taurasi even came around. When she put that statement out there, reality is coming, Diana Taurasi got slammed by one audience. While a lot of the WNBA players really relished in that comment, but even Diana Taurasi came around and said she belongs here. And she has that competitive fire where she wants to go against the best of the best in the WNBA. On the NBA side, LeBron James has commended her several times online. Then you have Barack Obama at the All-Star game, who even came out and said, you know, you have an extreme amount of pressure on your shoulders that is not fair to you. he made the statement, he got famous in his 40s, but you're having to deal with these things in your 20s. You're doing an amazing job. Tune out all the nonsense. And that is what so much of this is nonsense. It's not even about basketball. It's coming from something else. It's coming from an internet culture that is absolutely out of control. It's coming from media culture, which just sensationalizes so many things unnecessarily. We're coming from a place where, unfortunately, race is being brought into this, where, you know, the game of basketball doesn't really have a color. And I don't feel like Caitlyn has even treated it like that. So we just got to put this stuff down. Make it about basketball, guys. That's all I'm saying. Enjoy the game, because we're literally watching the most talented era in WNBA history. We may be literally watching the greatest of all time in A'ja Wilson play right now. We're watching one of the best up-and-coming rookies that we've ever seen, in Olivia Miles, who is already looking like an MVP candidate in year one. We have Caitlin Clark, who is one of the most transformational players that the league has ever seen. Like, come on, guys. It doesn't make sense. Celebrate the player. Celebrate the player. Celebrate the league. Celebrate the growth. And Caitlin Clark is a part of that. And I think we should acknowledge that. But at the same time, give grace to somebody that is still very much so young and growing and learning from a basketball perspective, and just even from a life perspective. So that's my take, guys. Tell me, what do you think? Has the Caitlin Clark drama and hate gone too far? Alyssa Thomas crushed her on the neck, kneeled down on her, and then she turned around and said, hey, I'm getting death threats and I'm getting all of these things, and the WNBA is not doing anything about it. Although we have video and we saw that she deliberately fouled her. Like, it was a nasty foul. She got suspended, but she did not like the consequences of her actions. Should she have got the racial attacks and all these threats and everything? No. But at the same time, that's not Caitlyn's fault. So let me know what you guys think. I know it's ridiculous, and I want to get back to the basketball of it, because there's so much to discuss with Caitlin Clark having the season that she's having, a historic season, absolute historic season, where her and Kelsey Mitchell look like one of the best backcourts ever. And you guys can check that out. Check that video out that I just made previous to this one, where I talk about Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell looking like one of the best, most explosive backcourts ever. But that's my video though, guys. Peace out.